were bigger, Chevrolets were smaller, so were Pontiacs, but Oldsmobile was right in the middle of this thing, and they did these things, and they are
falling for nobody else, falling for nobody else but you.
Groucho Marx and
Well, it's hard to believe that it was 16 years ago that began the effort to save what's now a really beautiful theater that has really helped, I think, make this part of town a lot livelier. We got restaurants, we even have a brew pub, and it's 1937 theater. Here we are, Lord knows how many years later, and man, it's great to see people coming to it and really enjoying it, and it's particularly great to see it during our centennial, when we have these two beautiful cars out front that are from the same year, 1937 and 1938, when the theater opened. And we have people wearing the vintage fashion from that time, and they're out here enjoying themselves. And we have modern day people wearing t-shirts. That's what life's like in El Cerrito today, the old and the new.
we had a local citizen found an original photograph of the marquee. And so we were able to reconstruct the original marquee. The original marquee had a long story. It stayed as part of Kiefer's Furniture advertising for a long, long time after the theater closed in the 60s, I think, right? And then all the surrounding businesses were very jealous that they had a huge sign, a theater marquee sign that was non-conforming, and nobody else had such a large sign. So they complained to the city, and the city took the marquee down, and it went into a landfill somewhere. But in terms of the restoration project, it was really nice because the exterior was restored. These are custom tiles that were custom made to match the original tiles, and then on the interior we restored the all the murals, cleaned them up, and all the original light fixtures and the mirrors. So
are you happy with the way it was restored?
Absolutely, yes, yeah. And I'm happy that it's kind of a successful theater more than anything, you know. So that's the best part about it.
One he did is
dishes out, so you always have to come to get your set of dishes.
You got free dishes for going to the movies.
Yeah, pastime. There was a dance hall there. I remember going to Christine's parties there. Everything.
The large El Cerrito Centennial celebration. So welcome. This movie will be fabulous.
You know, back in the warehouse area of the furniture store, there's a whole movie theater back there, and it's in good shape. And so, can we go look at it? They had just used this area for storage, and they had left everything alone. What better could it have been?
This movie opened on Christmas Day, 1937, with the film On Thin Ice with Sonia Henning. We thought about showing that, but we were afraid nobody would come if we showed it. It's interesting to think about this theater. It's one of the very few institutions, other than government, that existed in 1937 and 1938 in this city and still exists. One of the very few. What are the others? Sunset View Cemetery is one. The Berkeley Country Club. We have, by the way, the Centennial Gala is happening this coming Saturday. You know this is a giant centennial weekend with all kinds of events. You know about the parade. Do not miss the parade. Pastime Hardware right across the street. That goes back to that era too. So does Camp Herms and a few other places. So we talked about, you hear about demolition by neglect, where a beautiful building just falls apart because the owner ignores it. This building represents the opposite. It was preservation by neglect, where Harry Kiefer just preserved the theater while kind of ignoring it, allowing all these beautiful historic elements to remain. It was in 1963. The thought that we could reopen it in 2001 when we started. Let's go back to 1937, 1938. Okay, this is a town which had about 5,000 people. There were cows walking around. Instead of lovely gardens like we have now in front of all the houses, there were like goats, there were chickens. It was a small, rural... Okay, it was a real working class town. You'll notice most of the houses in town are fairly small. You go around Barrett Avenue, there are the bigger houses there, the more upscale people that probably work for Standard Oil, and they have better jobs. It was a commuter town. People commuted to Oakland and to Berkeley, and they commuted to San Francisco via the ferry from San Francisco, from Berkeley. 1937, 1938, this was probably, other than nursery schools, the only entertainment venue in town where you could not buy a drink. And today, of course, you can buy a drink. If you walked out of this theater in 1938, within a 5-minute walk, you could go to easily 12 or 15 nightclubs. Some of them really hospitality with people in tuxedos. Some of them the kind you probably wouldn't want to go into. Pastime Hardware. Sort of an unusual name for a hardware store, isn't it? It was originally the Pastime Club. A 1934 ad called it a place where good fellows get together for lunch and pleasure. Nothing compared to what opened here in 1932, which was the El Cerrito Kennel Club. It was a place where greyhounds raced. And you didn't bet on the greyhounds, that was illegal, so you bought an option on the dog before it ran, and after it ran, if it won, it was more valuable, so you cashed in your option. This place was run by a gentleman named Blackjack Jerome. You guys know what a blackjack is, right? Blackjack is not a good thing to be hit with. He got his name by being a strikebreaker in the teens and 20s, right after World War II. The Good Government League was formed, and they threw out all the crooked politicians. They instituted civil service. They started building parks, and they got rid of gambling.
I couldn't be here. Of course, all the staff at Rialto, they work super, super hard, so don't forget to tip them. And here we go! Look at these beautiful, amazing people. I would give you $1,000 if I were rich, but I'm an adjunct professor, and I don't. In terms of Oscars, Awful Truth received a number of noms and an award, so McCary did win Best Director. Really interesting is that McCary used an improvisation, it was experimental for the time, but an improvisational technique, so it was very little script and a lot of improv, which gives the film this sort of light, vivacious energy. And again, right, for the 30s, for like, we're talking Great Depression times, like that was a very new and unusual technique to employ. And then, of course, it stars Irene Dunne and Cary Grant. Woo!